Hello friends, welcome to our channel BSc Agriculture. If you are coming to our channel for the first time, then don't forget to hit the subscribe button. So let's move to the video. In this video, we are going to see about fundamentals of biochemistry. I am going to cover unit 1 and the lecture topic is structures of monosaccharide. So this lecture is so big, I can able to manage to complete this lecture in 10 to 12 minutes. So please watch this course video fully so you can able to understand what I am going to tell. So while seeing what are the structures of monosaccharide, the first is the glyceride, which is a simple monosaccharide, a reference compound which is typically active in two forms, D and L forms, which is known as dextrose and dextro form. So which is also known as D glyceride and L glyceride. I can able to make the difference where the OH is in right hand side of the carbon in this D glyceride, as well as the OH is in the left hand side of the carbon in L glyceraldehyde. So D and L sugars. So the prefix of D and L refers to the configuration of the penylated carbon which carries a asymmetry of the carboxyl carbon or the carboxyl group, which is where the OH is present in right or left of the asymmetrical carbon of the penultimation carbon. So D sugars, while seeing the D sugar, the hydroxyl group, so penultimate carbon is on the right hand side of the carbon where the aldehyde is at top of the formula. So the aldehyde where CHO or COOH group is found at the top side of the picture while writing, as well as the left sugars which is on the left hand side, which belongs to the L family. I have already given you that the OH group in right hand side means D glyceraldehyde, as well as which is in left hand side means L glyceraldehyde, which refers to L family. So you have to know that D or L has nothing to do with the optical activity, where the D sugar may be dextrose as well as the L sugar may be levorotextro. So the dextrose is a levorotatory, you must need to know it for 0.5. So while some of the important structures of aldose, you can see D erythrose, D ribose, D arabinose, as well as D xylose. So these are the important structures you must need to remember for your examinations. So some of the important structures of aldohexose. So I can clearly give it in the notes which is in the description. So you can be able to watch those pictures in that, as well as some of the important pictures of ketose. So what is the cyclic structure? Cyclic structure may be two types, which is hemiacetyl ring or hemiketal ring. So the intermolecular of hemiacetal or hemiketal is the basis of the cyclic structure of the sugars which is found in the carbohydrates. So you can see the different types of projections, where the cyclic Fischer projection of alpha D glucose, where you can see a straight chain of C groups where the O is a connecting bond between the sixth carbon as well as the second carbon, or else you can say it as first carbon and the fifth carbon. So you can, in Harvard projection of D glucose parameter, you can see a complete cyclic structure. Wait a minute. Complete cyclic structure of glucose compound. So I must need to tell that Harvard projection of alpha D glucose pyranose is a stable structure than cyclic projection of Fischer's projection. So Harvard's projection of alpha D glucose pyranose is a fixed or well as standard projection. So I want to tell you about the next topic, which is anomalous, a new asymmetric carbon introduced in the molecule due to the rearrangement or two isomers where this formed due to the presence of an anometric carbon is known as asymmetric carbon. So the isometric form of monosaccharide that differ only in the configuration is through hemiacetyl or hemiketal carbon atoms are known as anomers. So, and the anometric carbon is the present in the anomer carbon is known as anometric carbon. So, alpha anomer, where the newly formed hydroxyl group in which the C1 and the ring are formed in the same orientation of the compound is known as alpha anomer, as well as beta anomer, where the newly formed hydroxyl group of C1 orientation is in the opposite orientation is known as beta anomer. So while referring to the anomers, the rules for the Haworth structure, where the oxygen at the upper right hand side corner ring pyranose and the carbon closes the ring in the clockwise direction, as well as the fifth carbon, it is necessary to rotate the bond to make 90° and make the closure ring surface. So if the hydroxyl or hydrogen atom present on the right hand side, then the carbon chain is in the linear structure, and place it below the plane of the ring is known as cyclic structure. So if the hydroxyl group of the hydrogen atom is in the left hand side, then above the plane the ring is formed the plane of a ring in the structural formula. So you can able to see that. So the hydroxyl group on right hand side as well as the hydroxyl group on left hand side. So while seeing, you can able to see the conversion of the pyranose molecule into cyclic form. So the full complete process is done, and the alpha D glucopyranose, alpha D. So these are I have given in the lecture notes. So stable chair configuration glucose, which is a substitute for most of the carbon compounds, which is either axial or in equatorial position. So the axial substitutes almost parallel to the vertical axis of the ring, as well as the equatorial substitute projectile rough perpendicular to the axis of the ring. So the stable chair configuration of glucose is given in this picture. So what are the derived monosaccharides? I have already told you deoxyribose, which is an derived monosaccharide, which is deoxyribose nucleic acid. So as well as L-fructose as well as L-racnose, which is the substitutes of hydroxyl group at C6 of L-galactose or L-lamnose with the hydrogen produce fucus as well as ramose respectively. So deoxy sugars. So L-fructose occurs in the cell wall polysaccharides, namely on the hemicellulose of the cell wall in our plant system. So L-rhamnose as well as occur in pectic polysaccharide, namely rhamnogalactose. So which is found in complex oligosaccharide compounds of glucoproteins and glycolipids. So deoxyribofuranose, so it is a structure model, as well as the amino acids. So alpha D glucosamine as well as N-acetyl alpha D glucosamine. While seeing what are the amino sugars, the hydroxyl group, which is usually at C2, which is replaced by the amino acid, the glucosamine, galactosamine and mannose. So the amino groups may be condensed with acetic acid to produce N-acetyl amino groups. So the example is N-acetyl glucosamine, as well as the glucosamine derivative is important constituents in the cell walls of polysaccharides in plants as well as animals, which is the chitin as well as the bacterial cell walls. So polyols. So polyols are nothing but the aldose and ketones which are reduced to polyhydric alcohols are known as polyols. So on the treatment with enzyme, sodium amalgam and hydrogen with a high pressure with catalyst, or which is a sodium boroxide, the polyols are used to form. So aldose yields the corresponding alcohol upon the reduction process. So ketose forms two alcohol because of the appearance of the new asymmetrical carbon which is used to join in this compound. So some of the polyols, glucose used to give orbital, fructose gives sorbitol and mannitol. Mannose gives mannitol, glyceraldehyde, glycerol, ethros, erythrol, ribose, ribitol, and galactose, dulcitol. So polyols mainly occur in many plant products. So example, sorbitol, which is isolated from the berries of mountain ash, as well as which is the commercial sorbitol is manufactured by the hydrogenation of glucose. So mannitol occurs in the terrestrial and marine plants. So the potential food application of polyols includes in the confectionery products like baked products as well as desserts, jams and marmalades, where you can able to see the potential application of polyols. And the oxidation products, there are around 5 products. Aldonic acid, which is the oxidation of bromine water at neutral pH, converts the aldehyde group of C1 to carboxyl group, yields the aldonic group, as well as the hydrobromous acid, which is formed by the reaction of water with bromine, acts as an oxidizing agent. So uranic acid, so aldoses on oxidation with hydrogen peroxide H2O2. In this reaction, only primary group of C6 is oxidized to carboxyl group, where the aldehyde group remains unchanged, as well as the constitutes of pectic polysaccharides. So aldaric acid or sasaric acid, where the aldose is oxidized with nitric acid, so the sasaric acid is formed. So both aldehyde and primary alcohol groups C6 are oxidized to produce carboxyl groups. So glucose on oxidation with nitric acid produces glucaric or glucosaric acid. So the aldaric acid produced by galactose is mucic acid. So this picture tells about the oxidation product of glucose, where when the glucose is oxidized with bromine water used to give gluconic acid, as well as nitric acid oxidation gives glucaric acid. Oxidation with H2O2 gives glucuronic acid, which is an uronic acid. So I have given the lecture notes in the description. If you have any doubt in this lecture, you can able to see or go through the lecture notes for your test. So thanks for watching the video. If you like the video, like it, share it with your friends, and subscribe to BSc Agriculture and hit the bell icon to get regular updates. And thanks for watching the video. Thank you. I will catch you up in next videos.